Everybody poops. I poo. You poo. That hot woman who works on the third floor of your office poos. Everybody poos, and that does not stop people from being attractive. Because if it did, not a single one of us would be getting laid. And yet, there's this myth. This curious, strange myth that women do not poo. Deep down, we all know that women poo. They're human. Of course they poo. But we like to pretend they don't, so we can preserve feminine mystique, or, to put bluntly, so we can preserve the idea that women's bodies are only for sex, and thus we cannot acknowledge that their bodies would do anything that is not a massive turn-in. We pretend this when we're kids and go EWWW with the idea of girls needing the bathroom, when we say we're going to touch up our makeup in the toilets, or when we mess around with the sanitary products bin so it sounds like we're changing our tampon in the office loos rather than taking a giant dump. But most of all, we pretend when we're dating. It's not just that we don't mention pooing when we're hanging out with someone we're romantically interested in. It's that we are so dedicated to maintaining the illusion that women do not poo that we literally will not take a SHT. Well, hold it for the entire night, just in case we take a touch too long in the loos and get caught out. We will cut a date short and rush home, rather than just admitting that, you know what, we've eaten quite a big meal and do in fact need to take a dump. Just look at that story of the woman who got stuck upside down in a window to understand just how far women feel they need to go to hide evidence that they poo. This doesn't just happen on the first date. I've chatted to women who've been dating someone for months and still refuse to poo in their partner's house. It's wrong, they say. It's embarrassing. It would kill the romance. Which begs the question, why does admitting you poo, meaning just admitting that you have a human body, ruin the idea of romance? Why can't women poo and be considered attractive enough to date? It doesn't make any sense. It's the pinnacle of unattainable standards for women trying to land a date. Not only must we be slim, have curves, have glorious hair, and had just the right amount of sex, but we also can't have basic bodily functions. That would disrupt our allure. We know this is absolutely ridiculous, and yet even as confident, feminist women, loads of us are still holding on to the idea that pooping while in the same building as someone we want to have sex with is deeply wrong. No more. Today I urge every woman, take a SHT in your partner's house. In the toilet, I mean. Don't soil your date's rug just to make a point. It doesn't matter if it's your first date, your second, or your 30th. It doesn't matter if you're in a restaurant or at their home. Do a poo. Do a poo. There is a reason for my urge for everyone to poo, and it is simple. You do not want to date a person whose attraction to you is dependent on you not having a normal human body. You also don't want to be someone who is so deeply ashamed and uncomfortable with their human body that they must pretend its functions do not exist. The human body is gross. It's wonderful in parts and disgusting in others. If you are a sexually active person, you need to be able to deal with that. The mouth you kiss also smushes up cheese and tuna. The vagina is directly next to not just the urinary tract, but also the anus, where literal human waste comes out. You can question why our bodies have made sexual parts both delightful and disgusting. Seriously, why are there nerve endings in our bumholes? Why is the male prostate in there, where we know we'll have to come into contact with poop to touch it? It makes no sense, or you can just grow up and accept it like an adult. Don't date someone who you don't think can accept that. Don't date someone who would be put off by the fact that you poop, because that means they're put off by you being a human person rather than a sex doll. Anyone who you can't acknowledge you poo won't be there for you when you're sick and gross. They want to period sex, which means ya will be missing out on all kinds of creme-loving orgasms. For some reason they'll overcome their disgust to request anal, and that is because they are awful people who are only grossed out by things until they hear enough times that they can get sexual pleasure from it. Poo as a test. If they ask you if you were pooing, say yes. If they are at all disgusted by that fact, you are dating a child who doesn't understand the human body. Get out of there. But also, poo to get rid of your own discomfort. Poo to break the cycle. Poo so you'll never have to awkwardly hold in a poo and rush to go home immediately after dinner. If you do it early and realize the world has not tumbled down around you, you're still attractive, and you can still get laid, all the nerves and awkwardness will disappear. Soon, ya will be able to SHT whenever you want as long as there is a toilet nearby. What a dream. As Marilyn Monroe definitely did not say, if you can't handle me when pooing, you don't deserve me when I am not pooing. Learn that pooing does not make you gross or unsexual or hideous. If you find yourself desperately flushing a poo that won't go down, don't panic and put the poo in your bag as many an internet legend has done before you. Just admit that the toilet's blocked, because the fact that you poo is no more embarrassing than the fact that you breathe or blink. Everyone poos. Women poo. Let's pretending that we don't and just bloody well take a dump. More how to deal with your pooing at work anxiety, more what the SHT has happened to dating, more how often should you actually be pooing.